Please welcome your 2026 New Orleans Saints.
Mike Tirico next to the great tight end, Greg Olsen. Glad you are joining us for this one. Off we go from the Superdome. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
Open man, that's Trey Tucker. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 4. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it's going to be 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. And that is incomplete.
Mendoza's pass intended for...
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
Not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They're led out by the 3rd quarterback taken in the 2025 draft. Out of Louisville, it's Tyler Shuck.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you.
A nice throw from the 2nd-round pick. It'll get him a 1st down.
1st and 10.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
Here's carry number 1 for Travis Etienne. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Etienne. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, New Orleans.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. They get 21 on that one. It's good for a Saints first down.
So we heard about this budding connection all the way back in training camp in the summer. So it's nice to see those reps starting to translate on game day. And I think these two might have a really bright future together. And the more plays they make, the more we're going to see that confidence grow.
Chuck looking to throw on first down. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Brings up second and 5 at the Raiders' 22-yard line.
On the zone read, it's Chuck. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
The 21-yard line.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Third down, and here is Chuck. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Quiddy Hay bursting through to bring him down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
The Saints now gonna try a field goal here. This one from 47 yards out. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And the Saints are out to an early 3-0 lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. On the return is Dylan Loudby. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to possess the football for the second time. On the ground, here comes Ashton Genty. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Here's second and 2. Once again, it's Genty. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Jalen Naylor was the intended receiver that time. And that'll set up fourth down.
Well, I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single first down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait till their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
The Saints offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They were able to turn that opening drive into points. 3-0 our score as they start again with a first down. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And he is planted. Backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Olave is the motion man. Throwing on 2nd down, Shuck. That's to his tight end, Juwan Johnson. And he'll be brought down, but not before they move it up past the 30-yard line.
That's good.
A pickup of 21 on that connection. First down, New Orleans.
At the 33-yard line.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense. This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
On 2nd down, it's Shuck. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
Now Shuck on 3rd down. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete.
Quarterback's trying to give his big tight end a chance to go up and use that large catch radius. Unable to connect. Little letdown here for the tight end community, Mike.
So 4th down, and Ryan Wright on to punt it away. Back gate for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. Well, the snap, a poor one, and it's blocked.
The long snapper is going to have to shoulder this one, Mike. I mean, this one falls flat on his plate. He put his punter in a really bad spot, and he wasn't able to bail him out, and disaster strikes.
The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again, and they'll look to cash in following that blocked punt, as they're going to start with 1st and goal. In motion, Naylor. Here's Genty. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 1, 2nd and goal. Genty will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Raiders move out to a 7-3 lead.
7, Saints 3.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard
The Saints
line.
offense ready to get back at it. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. The drive begins with a carry from ETN. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
On the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 28-yard line.
From the gun, it's shot. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Travis Etienne that time.
Brings up
Now it's going to be 3rd down.
4.
Defense got lucky on that one. There's no one accounting for the running back out of the backfield as they should have, and fortunately for them, he bails them out by not securing the catch.
From the gun on 3rd down, shot. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
14 yards.
Give him 14 on that one. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
Here is Shuck on 1st and 10. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Noah Fant was the intended target. It's 2nd down.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I can promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
Throwing again, Shuck. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. The lead sits at 4.
At their own
They'll try
13-yard
to
line.
add on to that This drive begins with 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
Now, this looks like a design run.
The quarterback keeps it. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
They need to get this to the 23. Here's 3rd down. Now this time he'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
Back to throw. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Trey Tucker, the intended receiver. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area. Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. A 19-yard pickup there. 1st down, Vegas.
And a Las Vegas 1st down. 1st and 10.
That's just playing quarterback at a really high level, Mike. I mean, once he realizes his initial pre-snap read has changed, he just calmly goes through his progressions against this zone look. He ends up delivering a strike, and they keep the drive alive.
Run right up the gut with Gentry. And he's going to be fouled up quickly after a gain of about 1. That's Chase Young off the edge with tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 9. Keep it on the ground with Gentry. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. 14 on the pickup. Good for a Raider 1st down.
For a Las Vegas 1st down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
He'll step up and run. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. What a good choice to get out and run. That's a pickup of 18 and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. And this time the rush gets home. And down he goes. Hayden Ellis getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
Perfectly timed blitz there by the linebacker. Remember, when you go empty backfield, there's no extra protection. All you have is the 5 offensive linemen. It could be feast or famine, but in this case, when you time it right, man, there is no back there to help protect the quarterback, and he comes away with the sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. Quick throw, taken in. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
To Jalen Naylor. A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to keep a drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. Man in motion here is Tucker. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. He was looking for Jack Best that time. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Let's call it for what it is, Mike. I mean, right now, this team is winning in spite of him. Certainly not because of him. And what's really concerning is that's the most important position on the team. And if they are able to hold on and they do pull this game out, it could wind up being one of the most poor performances we've ever seen in a winning effort that I can recall in a long time.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over.
Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. Chuck going to try to run it himself. He'll take this forward for about 5.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
Ball on the 35. Here comes a 2nd and 5. They'll send the tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, here's ETN. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation at that down and distance. They had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
He'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gentry. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick 1st down.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, you got to seize the moment.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Unfortunately, Mike, over my career, I've been in this guy's shoes plenty of times, probably more than I wish to admit. You take your eyes off the ball. You think about becoming a runner before securing the catch, and when you do that, you end up watching the ball fall to the ground.
Michael Mayer, the tight end, was targeted with that one. And it's going to be fourth down.
So the receiver does everything right, except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, creates great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. It's the Saints with the football here as quarter 2 begins. They've got it looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
These are the kind of plays that give running backs bad names. I mean, there's nothing fancy about this. You're wide open, the ball's on target. He just flat out dropped it.
Looking to throw, here is Shuck. He'll go left side here and complete this one. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Third and 5. Now Shuck. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or kick a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
And how about that play on special teams? Perfectly done. It checks up right
Roughing the kicker.
at the 1-yard line.
Defense. Automatic first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A quick throw here on the RPO. It's caught by Johnson. And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of a yard.
Really well
Brings
done
up
here by the
second
defense,
and
Mike,
9.
executing this
At the
zone
41-yard
defense, and
line.
they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
3rd down and 9. To the air again is shot. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
That's just a brutal miss, especially on 3rd down. If he delivers a good ball, Mike, that's a completion, 1st down, and this drive is alive. And I think he just tried to be a little too perfect, and he overshoots his target. He's not there in time to reel it in.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. They'll begin here on the ground. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard.
How would you like to be this running back here? You get the ball, you're thinking, all right, get through the line. And next thing you know, the big old D tackle's just waiting for you there in the hole. Nowhere for you to go as he takes you down for a loss.
They'll go again with Genty. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but they didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
This pass deflected and caught. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. They'll go play action here with Chuck. There's Fant open right side. And that'll be good for a gain of about 4 as he is forced out of bounds.
At the 34-yard line.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
The tight end Fant in motion. On play action, it's shot. Left side into the hands of Olave. And he's down. 7
And the
yards.
Saints, first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
2nd and 10. Here's Etienne. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
That's good for a Saints.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
10 at the 10-yard line.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Etienne now on 1st and 10. He'll get a yard or 2 to the 8. 2nd and goal.
At the 8-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Chuck to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. But now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. So that pass interference in the end zone puts the pressure on the defense. It is 1st and goal from the 1. Etienne is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The kicking team off for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Saints will tie things up. It's now 10-10. All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. On the return, it is Trey Tucker. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Out of the backfield, it's Ashton Genty. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, you know, the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
In motion, Naylor. On second down, Gentile. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
A gain of 3 yards. And a Raider first down. It's a gain of 3. And a Las Vegas first down.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from him.
Man in motion here is Tucker. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. To the left side, into the hands of Beck.
Running these underneath crossing routes, you wouldn't imagine lead to a lot of explosive plays, but when done right, if you can get the receiver in open space and get the ball in their hands, there's a lot of opportunity for big run after the catch and generate chunk plays.
3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. Just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
You know, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
Just what the punter's hoping to do. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. The Saints offense and Travis Etienne set to get back to work. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. Etienne, and he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Once again, it's Etienne. Only a couple on that one.
Taken down by Nakobe Dean. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun, it's Shuck. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick. Picking up the first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the first down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
On the zone read, it's Shuck. And he'll be out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
A gain of 24 more yards.
A gain there of 24 yards.
Saints.
First down, New Orleans.
1st and 10
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Brings up second.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Throwing on second down, shot. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on third down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Third down, and here is Shuck. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. Javon Vele was the intended target. And that's going to lead to a fourth down.
I think when that ball left his hand, he had visions of a big play, and then that big play almost got flipped on its head, because I think he's lucky that that ball didn't end up going back the other direction, because that defender got both hands on it, but just couldn't come down with the pick.
Makes the score Saints 13, Raiders 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Tucker. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard
The
line.
Raiders take over.
The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's second down and 4. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. First down, Vegas.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You could see the quarterback, once he got the snap, he was looking for any seam, any daylight, but nothing materialized, and he's fortunate he got back to the line of scrimmage.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And it was really the pressure that threw that play off, Mike. I mean, he tries to counter the blitz by going to the quick game, which is fine, but it just seemed like they weren't necessarily on the same page, and results in a drop.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
That has to be a disappointing end to this drive. Just think, when they took the field on this possession, Mike, they're thinking they got a shot to go down there and take the lead, but they couldn't even get to midfield, let alone the end zone. If they end up getting another shot before halftime, they've got to find a way to have better execution than they did right here.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Saints offense headed back to take over once more. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Shuck. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
On 2nd down, it's Shuck. That's swung out to ETS. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. We're back to New Orleans. After this, they'll motion their tight end Johnson. And that is incomplete.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way, and whether it's a penalty or a drop or whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds they've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
Here's Ryan Wright now as he is on to punt for New Orleans. A fair catch. He's going to call it and take it right around his own 30-yard line. The Raiders offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The ball comes out. Looks like the Saints have come up with the football. They did.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Saints offense ready to take over once more. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Shuck. Throw left side, that's Johnson. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
At the 11-yard line.
On the ground, here's ETN. Now timeout Vegas. That is their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down.
A gain of a yard.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. On the ground, it's the tight end. And he will easily pick up the 1st down. They got 1st and goal coming up.
Good for a Saints.
Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. They'll run it here with ETN. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
It's back at the 8 now for 2nd and goal. He'll keep this himself. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
This defense doing a great job here facing this goal-to-go situation, especially on that last play. 2 stops down, and now the pressure really ramps up for this offense as they face 3rd and goal.
So the last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Jawan Johnson.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
The Saints now going to try a field goal here. This a 31-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Saints can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Bobby now to return it. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Raiders offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Martin Emerson on the tackle.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. Man in motion here is Tucker. So, halftime straight ahead, and we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. This one still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as our second half is about to get underway. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Now, faking the give. Oh, in a flash, and he lost the football. And I think he was able to get it back. Yes, he was. That was so nearly the turnover the defense needed. They couldn't get it in time.
And man, does he dodge a bullet right there, Mike, on that sack. He's fortunate. That ball bounced right back to him, and he's able to recover it and keep possession for his team.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Chuck. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Now, fair catch, signal for, and made here at about the 43-yard line. The Raiders offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. He'll manage only a couple. Pete Werner there to make the tackle.
Pete Werner on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the 1st down.
2nd and 6 at the Saints' 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. In motion, Naylor. They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Let's give credit to that pass rush for making their presence felt, and although it didn't result in a sack, it's the disruption of the timing that's just enough to force that incompletion.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a 1st down.
Raider 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
A running back that can be used in the passing game is a handful for these defenses. And you can tell this offense, they're not shy getting this guy the ball. And I think the rest of this game, they're going to continue to see, hey, defense, do you have an answer for this guy?
That's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense. You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we they're kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
He'll try to pick it up with Genty, and he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
They'll try it now with Genty.
They knew they were in a tough spot here defensively. Anytime a team gets you down into these 4th and short situations, we've kind of seen this take hold in the NFL. The ability of offenses to generate 1st downs on 4th down continues to improve year after year, and defenses have a hard time winning these gotta-have-it moments.
A run on 1st and goal. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 8 brings up 2nd and goal.
Now here's 2nd and goal. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This one is pulled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Trey Tucker. Touchdown, Vegas.
And it's just so hard to play defense down this close to your own goal line. Of course, you have to be prepared for any sort of goal line run, but then these play-action passes down here are just so hard to account for everybody, and it's simply an easy pitch and catch and results in a touchdown.
Now Gay for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Raiders have taken the lead by a point here in the 3rd.
Saints 16.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Chandler now to return it. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
From the gun on 3rd down, Chuck. He'll try to run for it. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
And the Saints.
Having a
First
quarterback
down.
with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
And that time, the pressure, too much. He'll go down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On play action, it's Shuck. That's complete to ETN. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on third down.
It's a gain of 9.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Third down and 9. Throwing is Shuck. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll get this off to Genty.
There's two big key pieces the way you want to evaluate quarterbacks in the NFL, Mike, is the first one, how do they operate on third down? But the second one, how do they throw the ball when it's not a clean pocket? And you saw here, the ability to be on time and accurate through contact, that's what separates the good ones from the rest, and that was a big-time throw right there.
That's caught. It's the tight end, Bruce Dowers. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down.
And I think both of us came away from our discussions with the coaches thinking that this guy was going to have a massive role in this one, but after only his first catch of the game, let's give credit where it's due. This defense, man, they've held him in check throughout.
They get the guard, Jackson Powers Johnson. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Moving to his left.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Throw right side is taken in by Best.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Back to throw. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. It's a pickup of 13 yards.
on the
Good
play.
for a Raider
And the
first
Las
down.
Vegas first down. First
That's
and
just
10 at the
such a
34-yard
tough throw. I
line.
mean, that's all arm. Being able to get your body turned and throw back across your body. I mean, it's one thing if you're just throwing it a couple yards to a check down, but in this case, he's still willing and able to push the ball downfield, and there does come some danger when you throw back across, but in this case, it's a big completion.
Number 2, Ashton Genty. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to the air one more time. They look middle, and it's caught by Beck. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Raiders first
His
down.
second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a
Las
first down.
Vegas.
Run out of the gun for Genty. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only
Brought
1.
down at the 18-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good.
Makes the
And the
score
Raiders
20,
will extend their
Saints
3rd quarter
16.
lead.
Matt Gay
After the
set
field
to
goal,
kick off.
back out is Gay to kick this one off. Here comes a return from the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the
Saints take
25.
over 1st and 10.
The Saints offense
their
makes
own
their way
24-yard
back out to the
line.
field for their next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Shuck. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game. And a quick first down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Ball carrier. He was brought down by Eric Stokes. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. They'll give it to Etienne on the option. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the
He's
backfield.
brought down back at the 40-yard
And after that
line.
negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
He's got his man complete to Johnson. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Yards on the play.
They get 25 on that connection. It's good for a Saints first down.
35-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to Etienne. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
At the 32-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
From the gun, it's Shuck. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 yards down to the 16.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's first and 10. One of the tight ends motions right. Fourth quarter now, and it'll begin with a run by Etienne. Not much there, maybe a yard.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Second down and 8. Up the middle, here's Etienne. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down.
Pickup brings up third and 6.
To throw is Shuck. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. They'll go, and here's Shuck. To the goal line and in. Devon Taylor. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown, Saints.
What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. The kick is good. The Saints go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3.
Raiders 20.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. To return is Tucker. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin.
The Raiders take over.
The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again.
21-yard line.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he let him a bit too much. And the pass is incomplete. Trying to get it out to Ashton Genty that time. And it'll lead to a second down.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes. That's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receivers saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Saints offense and quarterback Tyler Shuck heading back out to the field. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. First carry now for Alvin Kamara. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Over the 25-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. This one not quite on target. And too much. That one falls incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. To throw here to begin the drop. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Man in motion here is Tucker. Now they'll set up to throw. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
Here's 3rd and 7. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble.
That's good.
And give them a new set of downs.
First down. A gain of 11 on the play. And
the defense decides to come with a blitz here on 3rd down, and it's a little feast or famine. You're counting on getting home and getting to the quarterback. But give credit to the offensive line. Not only do they protect, they buy enough time for the quarterback to escape the pocket, turns himself into a runner, picks up the first down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That's
19 more on that one, and another first down.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Raiders.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up second.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
They'll look to throw. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And 3 yards to go.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
And he's going to get this close to a first down, but he's out of bounds a yard short, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Brings up 4th.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down. And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Safe kick taken and the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense ready to get back to work. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. Tough to bring down, and somehow he manages to get 4 yards out of that
30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Shuck. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike. Sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and The ball falls incomplete.
Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. Good-looking screen play there, a gain of 11 and a first down.
You get in these situations, third down, tie game, fourth quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And he continues to come up with these third down pickups and continues to extend this drive. He's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late. Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
On second down, here's a run with Kamara. Down the sideline, past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saints on the play. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. First and 10. He'll go again here with Kamara. This time they're ready for him. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
The tight end Fant in motion. Throwing on second down, shot. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
At this stage of the game, one play could be the difference between winning and losing, and that dangerous throw is just a little risky for my liking. I understand the notion of trying to make a play and being aggressive, but one turnover here, and this game could be over.
Olave is the motion man. Now Shook on third down. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
So I actually really like the concept of the pass play, and I think if we see a little bit better pass protection, even just a second longer, that's probably a completed pass, but I think the pressure just sped his clock up just enough, Mike, that he wasn't able to get that ball exactly where it needed to be.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
So they lead by 3 here in this fourth quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. On the return, here comes Tucker. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Raiders offense ready for this next possession. Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this first and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have. You are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to 2. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and they can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
A throw right side. Take it in by Tucker.
Complete to Trey Tucker. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Man in motion here is Tucker. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Now he'll run it. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
And a Raider 1st down. A gain of 15. 1st down, Raiders.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
Here's Gentile. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. Looks like the Saints have come up with the football. They did.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The Saints offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7. Man in motion here is Tucker. Throwing now from the gun. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Anytime you see a receiver at this level miss a ball that easy, it's just concentration. They just take it for granted. All of a sudden, they're thinking about what their next move is or what they're going to do after the catch. And instead of just focusing on first things first, secure the catch, put the ball away, then become a runner.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. Exiting the pocket right. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrabbling his way to a 1st down.
The Raider 1st down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the 1st down.
On the handoff, this is Gentile. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
He'll take off again.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Out comes Matt Gay in a big spot. This to tie things up here in the fourth. And this one right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the fourth quarter.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? We'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. We're all even. Fourth quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Throwing is shot. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Following the play, we've got a Raider who is shaken up down there. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Chuck. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game late. And this is 3rd down. Looking to throw. Here is Shuck. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. The Saints will punt this one away. Important punt here in this tie game late. On the return is Tucker. And it's a good return here. Able to take it across the 50. Set up the offense with a short field.
At the 42-yard
The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Now, 2nd and 4. On the ground, it's Genty. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
A loss of 2 yards.
2 minutes to play in regulation. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, noise reverberating off the roof. Very loud before 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Michael
On that third down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up fourth down.
So out comes Matt Gay in a big spot. This to grab a late lead. Got the distance, and it's good. He knocks it through from long range.
29.
They move
Saints,
out front
26.
and take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
So let's give the kicker some credit. Not only was it a really good save by the holder, but his ability to make that kick when the timing wasn't right is a lot easier said than done. So they got to get to the sideline. Long snapper's got to do his side of the bargain here, and they've got to be better the next time out.
So they lead by 3 here in this fourth quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. Chandler now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Saints take
So
over
here
first
is
and 10.
Chuck and the Saints
26-yard
down
line.
on the scoreboard. 1:50 to play. How will this play out? We'll watch as they come up for first down. Just a short gain.
Taken down by Nakobe Dean. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 27-yard line.
They'll come up now for second down. They'll drop to throw. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9
So now the
yards.
Saints will use the first of their
And the
3
Saints,
timeouts.
first
And they'll have a
down.
chance to talk things over after
First
picking
and
up that
10
first
at
down.
the 36-yard line.
To the air is Shuck. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Out of bounds after a gain of 9.
A gain of 9.
Certainly
Brings
not the
up
biggest
2nd
play of the
and
day,
1.
but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Chuck to throw on second down. That one out wide for Kamara. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to. Yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
Intended for Noah Fant. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Shuck. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and It puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Gotta let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Still 2 timeouts remaining for the defense, but do the math. Even if they choose to use them, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory. The defense can stop it twice more as the kneel down comes. So this one, a win for the visiting Raiders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.